Hello everyone, I'm Shiro and welcome to my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 29. I've just finished watching it and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the episode right now. So I'm going to start by saying that Bulma's sister was actually introduced into the canon in this episode, and I've seen already a lot of people saying, like, since when did Bulma have a sister? Who is she? Well, she's tights. She's been around pretty much since Jaco, the kind of one-off manga that Galactic Patrolman Jaco comes from. She was basically the girl that Jaco meets when he first arrives on the planet Earth, with his very top secret mission, which is ironically actually to stop Goku from coming to the planet. But his ship, I believe, breaks and Bulma fixes it. She's like 4 at the time, and then Jaco flies off, completely forgetting that he's meant to actually stop Goku from landing on the planet, and so Goku lands on the planet. So it's all very, very much tied around Bulma and Goku. Even now, as we saw in this episode, it has a lot of conversation between Goku and Bulma. At the moment, it's seemingly reminding me quite a lot of GT, with the whole kind of travel around the whole universe and find the Dragon Balls, like the Super Dragon Balls as they're called now. One thing that is kind of confusing is the whole Beerus thing. He's saying that if he had the Super Dragon Balls, he would wish for the utter annihilation of the entire universe. I don't think we should take him seriously, because as I think Vegeta pointed it out, there would be no food for him to eat if he did that. And I think Beerus agreed with him, so I don't think we really have to worry about that. Bulma is seemingly worried about that, but I think it's more so because Beerus insulted her intelligence, and so she feels this kind of rivalry she need to like show him up. Overall, it was a good episode. There was a lot of kind of plot devices and conversations and foreshadowing laid out by the characters. Champa was saying that, judging from what he's seen of Goku and Vegeta, Universe 6 fighters are gonna wipe the floor with Universe 7 fighters. Goku isn't actually the strongest non-god in the universe, supposedly. He was only the second strongest person that Beerus has ever fought. I assumed that the first strongest would be Whis, because we know that Whis is stronger than him, but I guess they've never truly fought. They've only really trained together and stuff. It turns out this guy called Manako is actually stronger than Goku. We don't know by how much, but we assume it's a significant amount considering what kind of level they are. I believe a little while ago Akira Toriyama said that if Beerus rates about a 10, then Super Saiyan God Goku rates about a 6, and then Whis rates about a 15. I would say that then Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue rates about a 7. I'd imagine since this Manako guy is meant to be stronger than Goku, he would be maybe an 8. So I'd guess it would be kind of the level of like a next transformation up. Which brings me on to that, because if there is someone stronger than Goku in Dragon Ball at all, that doesn't make much sense. So I can imagine Goku becoming much stronger, whether he gets a new transformation or whatever. They've got like a week to train before the tournament starts now. And they've called in Jaco to come and help them find the Super Dragon Balls in Universe 7, because they don't want Beerus to actually find them and potentially wish for the death of everything. Although the point was brought up that it was just an excuse. The Dragon Balls were an excuse just for Champa and Beerus to have a fight. Beerus stated that, you know, if these Super Dragon Balls are in Universe 6, they're in Universe 7 as well, because they're parallel universes, they're exactly identical. They're just twinned. So, you know, there was no reason for them to actually have a fight. It was just an excuse because they wanted one. And that's fair enough. I mean, there have been worse excuses and worse things done all in the sake of a fight before. Vegeta is well known for making bad decisions in order to have good fights, so we're definitely not strangers to that whole occurrence. Another thing that was very, very interesting is Champa noticed that Goku and Vegeta were Saiyans, and when he was thinking about who to pick for his team, he said that they should find Saiyans. They should get a Saiyan of their own, and so they've gone off supposedly looking for Saiyans. And I don't know who it might be. From the promotional art that I have seen, it does look a bit like Tarball, I would imagine. We've seen the kind of 5 fighters, I therefore know what Manako looks like as well, and I know who the 2 other fighters are. I believe it's Piccolo and Boo from Universe 7. The Universe's 6 fighters seem to be all kind of alien, apart from one who looks like a Saiyan. He looks a bit like Tarball, Vegeta's younger brother from the special episode that came out about 6 years ago now, I think. Might even be longer than that, oh god. But yeah, it seems to be picking up the pace a little bit. It's going through the kind of motions of preparing the story and getting ready for the big event that's going to happen, and I can't wait to see all of the other fighters and see what they're actually like. And there's going to be some kind of power scaling, because obviously as it stands, Piccolo and Boo are nowhere near as strong as Goku or Vegeta, and supposedly Goku and Vegeta aren't as strong as this Manako guy. So how are they going to catch up? There's obviously going to be some kind of power scaling. Like, Piccolo is probably about the strength of a Super Saiyan 2, and Boo isn't really much different either. You know, Goku and Vegeta have transcended pretty much Super Saiyan as a whole, like any of that. They're obviously Super Saiyan Blue as such, but that's more of a god form than your kind of run-of-the-mill Super Saiyan form. So whether they'll catch up or whether they'll stay the same strength and there'll be some kind of different power scaling and they'll balance things out, because obviously, you know, the strongest member of Universe's 6 team is probably going to be about the same strength as Goku, if not stronger, like Champa said. So to have someone as weak as Piccolo, there's a potential that those two will fight in the tournament. And they said that the tournament's going to be just like the Budokai Tenkaichi tournaments that they have on Earth, the World Martial Arts tournaments. It's going to have the same rules. It already looks fairly similar. You see the planet where they actually make the arena, and it's pretty much the same kind of thing. But yeah, they could possibly fight each other, and if someone is as strong as Super Saiyan Blue Goku versus Piccolo, who is probably, you know, the weakest of the 5 at that point, you're going to have a bad time. You're not going to do very well, because that guy's going to kick your ass. So I want to see Piccolo and Boo catch up in strength. I want to see them become as strong as Goku and Vegeta. Obviously not quite as strong, because Goku and Vegeta are the main characters, they're the Saiyans, it makes sense for them to be stronger, but I want to see them become passable in strength, so they're actually good for something and not just fodder for the very, very weak members of the team, if there are any weak members of Universe 6's team, which I hope there aren't. I hope everyone's kind of fairly even, and I hope they build up that really good kind of tension. One of my favourite fights of all of Dragon Ball Z was the Goku versus Cell fight, because it was so evenly matched. They were pretty much identical in terms of power levels. Cell could have probably pushed himself a little bit more and obviously had his regenerative abilities, so he was in no major trouble. But if he wasn't caught unaware by the instant transmission Kamehameha, and if Goku knew that Cell could regen, Cell would have probably lost at that moment. But because he can regen, because Goku didn't know this, then Cell didn't lose. And it was so evenly matched because of that. And it was such a good fight. The choreography was amazing. It was just one of the best fights in all of Dragon Ball Z. And another one was the Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku fight. That was incredible because they were so evenly matched again. I hope this tournament has a lot more of those kind of fights, because that's the kind of thing that makes me like Dragon Ball Z. The choreography with the fights, the amazing over-the-top action and fighting moves, and the awesome one-liners and speeches, and just this badass action that always happens. And I hope this isn't just a Goku and Vegeta are going to kick everyone's asses apart from the main guy who they're going to struggle against kind of thing, because otherwise there's no point in having a 5v5, they might as well just have a 3v3. There's no point in including Piccolo and Boo. So there'll probably be some kind of power-up, whether we'll see it over the next 5 days, whether it will become some kind of magical thing that Whis will allow them to do during the fight. But yeah, it looks very promising. We've already seen the 6 Super Dragon Balls. We see them when they arrive on the planet that they're going to use as the tournament arena, you see the 6 Dragon Balls, and they are huge. They are the size of planets. That wasn't an exaggeration. And they look identical to the normal Dragon Balls, obviously just absolutely massive. We got to see Shenron again in this episode. That was fun. Shenron, very, very wussy and wimpy compared to Beerus. Very, very scared of him. Understandably, to be honest. I kind of consider Shenron a kind of a lower god. He's not quite a god, but he was created by one. He's kind of a divine being of some kind. And seeing him bow down to obviously the top of the god hierarchy, Beerus and Whis, makes a lot of sense, because we know that Shenron's not that hard to kill. King Piccolo did it back in Dragon Ball. Obviously Shenron's quite a lot stronger now because Dende remade him, but you know, he's still not particularly strong himself. He couldn't take out Raditz, he couldn't take out the Saiyans when they were arriving. They were stronger than him. So obviously he's going to bow down to someone as strong as Beerus. Hell, Vegeta bows down to someone as strong as Beerus. But it was interesting to see him. It'd be interesting again with the Super Dragon Balls if we see a dragon from them, what he looks like, because the dragon on Earth is huge, and Purunga is even bigger, and obviously it scales up with the Dragon Balls. You know, the Dragon Balls on Earth are about the size of like a tennis ball, and the Dragon Balls on Namek are like baseballs, basketball size. You know, and the dragons represent that. Obviously, Purunga is ripped. But Shenron is kind of just a traditional, normal kind of style dragon from like Chinese mythology. Is this super dragon going to be bigger than the universe? Like, what's going to happen with that? And it's opened up a lot of different avenues and a lot of different ways I can think about it, and different ways of speculation and stuff. And I don't really want to think about it too much because I might just come up with the right answer, and I don't want to because I want the show to give it to me. But I'm really, really hyped. I can't wait for the next arc. It's really, really cool. I can't wait to meet Manako because I know what he looks like, and I know it's not going to be what Goku expects. And I can't wait to see the other fighters as well. I can't wait to find out more about the Saiyan that is in Universe 6, and supposedly there's also a member of Frieza's race I saw in the promotional art as well. So it'd be cool to see how those two get along specifically, and how Vegeta and Goku get along with this member of Frieza's race. And maybe we'll find out who Frieza's race actually is, because we don't know anything about them, whether they're the Arcosians, whether they're whatever they are. It'll be really, really interesting to see, and there's so much stuff that we're going to find out in the next months than we've ever known in all of Dragon Ball Z. And I can't wait. It's going to be so, so fun, and I hope it's just as good as I'm hyped up for, because I don't like getting hyped for things. But I am for this, and I like to think that's because, you know, for good reason. But I'll leave it there. That's pretty much all I can say about this episode. I kind of rambled on and fanboyed out a little bit. But thank you for watching, everyone. I have been Shiro. This has been my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 29. If you like this, then leave a like. If you want to see more, then subscribe. And I will see you all again very soon. Goodbye!
Or rather, he's a lazy-ass son of a bitch that only does what he absolutely has to do, and nothing more.